Hey guys, what's up? So, got some really good news for you, and probably many of you already know about it if you're active in this space. I saw this today morning itself, and I've been quite excited to share it with you guys. But I was like busy. I just finished today's schedule for my work, and so here am I giving you the news that Asus has, brought their ROG Strix, Scar, and the A15 lineup to India. It's gonna come in April, and very exciting news. The pricing is, in my opinion, quite attractive. So before that, let's take a look at the specifications that they're offering. So we have the Scar, the Strix, and the TUF A15, and probably most of you are interested in the TUF. The Scar and the Strix are quite expensive, especially the Scar, which is the top of the line 5900 HX model. So the Scar and the Strix, they come with both 1080p and 1440p options. The 1080p options are 300 Hz, and the 1440p options are 165 Hz. Both of them have like really high color gamut. We don't have any information on the gamut of the TUF A15, so it says it's 1080p at 144 Hz. Hopefully it's a fine panel. Like anything above 1 lakh should have a good panel in my opinion. So let's hope it's a good panel. But anyways, so 1080p 144 Hz for the TUF A15, and 1440p 165 Hz as the higher end model for the Scar series. Okay, and the Scars also have 17 inches panels, pretty good. 17-inch 1440p 165 Hz panels, so pretty incredible panels. Big, fast, high resolution. Moving on to the options for the CPU. So this is where the Scar and the G50 and the Scar and the Strix have higher end options. They have the 5900HX variants, the Ryzen 9 5900HX, which have unlocked TDPs, so you can boost them up to, I think so, 75, 80 watts, something like that. And for the TUF, you have the good old 5800H, which is upgrade for the 4800H, and pretty incredible CPU, guys. You won't find it lacking. It's still 8 cores, 16 threads. I think a boost clock of 4.5 gigahertz. I'm not sure, but pretty high-end boost clocks and very good IPC upgrade over the last generation Ryzen 4000 series. Moving on to the GPU options, we have the 3080 for the Strix and the Scar. They are probably the high-end versions, 3070, 3080. They are all 115 to 130 watts for the 3080. The wattage is not mentioned in this XDA, but I saw it somewhere else. And for the 3060 inside the TUF A15, it's actually 90 watt plus 5 watt dynamic boost part. And that I saw that in another website. I'm not finding it right now, but the 3060 is actually 90 watt plus 5 watt dynamic boost. So it's the middle of the range, 3060. The lowest end is the 60 watts and the highest end is 115 watts. This is the middle version, 90 watt plus 5 watt with dynamic boost. So in situations where the CPU will not consume as much power, for example in games like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, where the CPU doesn't matter too much, the GPU takes all the load. So in those games you'll see 95 watt for the 3060, or if you manually drop the TDP for the 3060, then the GPU can also boost to the maximum 95 watts. Moving on, RAMs is typical, same like Ryzen 4000, 32 gigabytes, 3200 megahertz. But anyways, 32 gigabytes is enough for most people. Same for the M.2 situation. We've got two PCIe SSD slots for all three models. Moving on to the battery, this is very impressive. So they list a 90 watt hour battery for the TUF A15, and I hope that this is the variant that is readily available. So 90 watt hour variant, which means you probably not have space for a hard drive. So in either of the three models, in all of the three models, you won't have hard drive space because of the big battery. But that is an incredible feature actually, because the Ryzen 4000, Ryzen 5000, they are very battery efficient. Like if you're doing regular tasks, your laptop will basically last the whole day. It'll run like a ultrabook because it's so much power efficient. So having a big battery is definitely beneficial. Moving on to the ports look very much same. You will not find any kind of Thunderbolt in these laptops because these are AMD machines. So AMD, it's not like that AMD doesn't support Thunderbolt. Actually, it still supports. You'll find some motherboards from AMD that supports Thunderbolt, but it's a Intel product, so typically AMD doesn't want to implement it. So yeah. So moving on to the Wi-Fi situation, you've got Wi-Fi 6 in all of the three, and for some odd reason the TUF seems to have 5.1, whereas the other two have 5.0. Anyways, so in terms of keyboard, single zone RGB for the TUF, whereas they have per key RGB for the Strix and the Scar. The Scar and the Strix also have quad speakers, Dolby Atmos. They have the AI noise cancellation mic feature. They have optomechanical keyboard for the Scar, and yeah. So I'm most interested in the TUF because it was a quite a controversial laptop last year, but this year they have improved it a lot. They have introduced more heat pipes and all. If you've seen my video previously, then you'd know about it. And it is actually quite necessary because all the upgrades that Ryzen 5000 has brought over to the laptops, the one thing that they have not been able to do as well is the thermals. So the Ryzen 5000 series, like the Ryzen 5 5800H, does get quite a bit more hotter than the Ryzen 7 4800H. The better thermal solution for the TUF A15 was a necessity given the 5800H does get quite a bit hot. And these are the laptops. So I think Asus has done a great job. The looks are incredible, man. The ROG Strix G15 looks very sleek. They lack the webcam. That's one of the negatives, but they look really good. Anyways, coming to the pricing and availability, this is the most important part for us. So the G15 with the RTX 3070 and Ryzen 9 will start from 1.58 lakhs, right? And it'll be available in the first half of 2021, April 2021, next month. And the larger Strix 17 for the same configuration will be slightly less, 1.51 lakhs, starting from 22nd March 2021, so not much far. The G15 will be available at 1.55 lakhs, same 22nd March 2021. The Scar 17 will be available with the 3080 and the Ryzen 9 for whopping 2.35 lakhs. These are way beyond our budget, so let's not focus on them. Let's focus on the TUF A15. So the TUF A15 is priced at 1.4 lakhs. I think, guys, it's a it's a really good price in my opinion. Think about it. So it's got the Ryzen 5 5800H, and it's got a 3060, and it's got 90 watt hour battery. So all these three features combined and all the improvements that they have brought internally compared to the previous stuff, I think it's definitely worth 1.4 lakhs. I mean, I'm not disappointed with the price. I was thinking this is going to cost like 1.25 lakhs or something. This is way below my expectations. So 1.4 lakhs for the TUF A15, I think it's definitely worth it. I mean, 5800H. So the Nitro 5 costs 90,000 rupees and the TUF A15 costs 1 lakh 4,000. So that's a 14,000 rupees difference, and that's definitely worth it. Come on. It's a 5800H 8 core 16 threads compared to one Core i5 10300H, which is the last generation Comet like 4 core 8 thread processor. So it's basically a no-brainer. I think the TUF A15 is a much better deal overall, a much better package compared to the Nitro 5. Nitro 5 also has a tiny battery, 57.5 watt hours, whereas this one has a 90 watt hour battery. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer, guys. If you are planning to purchase the Nitro for the 90,000 rupees, I mean, just work for another 5 months or something, and or whatever, save the money and increase the budget to buy 14,000 rupees, and you'll be much happier. Just think about it. It'll be so much more future proof, so much more peaceful. Your mind will be at peace that you have a future proof laptop, whereas a 10 300H is like a is in the brink of extinction, guys. 4 core 8 threads. My laptop, the Predator, has the i5 8300H, and it is just barely slower than the i5 10300H. So overall, guys, very much impressed with what Asus has done this year. They have brought all the improvements across the board. The pricing is really good for India. The availability is very near. The TUF is available from April 2021. Doesn't state like mid-April or beginning or at the end, but April 2021. Hopefully, it's a 90 watt hour version, guys. This is what I really need. I mean, I recommend. I cannot purchase a laptop right now. That's out of my budget. 90 watt hour battery. This will be a killer deal if if it actually comes with the 90 watt hour battery, unlike the 48 watt hour battery that was available last year. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Watch my other videos on the other laptop, NITRO 5, that I've made. And if you want to purchase any laptops, keep an eye on the community tab and on the description of this video to see laptops which are available. You can purchase them and help support the channel. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.